Welcome back this week. Thank you for checking us out on Spotify, YouTube, and every other platform that's possible. Thank you for your emails, which are getting kind of aggressive. Thank you for your comments and everything else in between. Today, I have more of a serious rant, a serious conversation piece. We live in a society nowadays where it's pretty much polarized. There's almost no in between. Everybody is just in their corners, in their side. Everybody's right, nobody's wrong. You're either on the right or you're either on the left, or you either just whatever it is. It's just everybody is marching to their own orders. I want to speak on illegal immigrants or the conversation piece around so-called illegal immigrants. Do you mind if I do that today, Pete?
It's your platform. It's not called the Pete Show.
I think the conversation around this topic, around immigration, has become so toxic to the point where we don't even see people as human beings anymore. We see them as talking points, and we see them as statistics, and we see them as a ploy to make a point rather than human beings that they are. I myself in this country at one point was, I guess you can consider me an illegal immigrant at one point when I was young. My family brought me over at a certain time, and I'm sure there was many people before me and after me that are overstayed your visa. Your parents brought you over as a child. There's a lot of things that you don't really have knowledge on at a certain age, and boom, all of a sudden you're in a situation, regardless of whatever side you fall on it. I'm not here to preach to you. The conversation has gotten so toxic that it's becoming dangerous, and now we are making kids who don't even know the realities of life speak in such a manner about people with so much hatred just because they think it's the right thing to do. It's what they've heard, whether from their parents or from a platform or whatever. What I'm saying is let's turn down that rhetoric. These are people who go to school with, people that fix our food, people that pick our food, people that teaches us, nurses, people in every aspects of life that we see every day. All of a sudden they're not humans. Now they're talking points. People that pay taxes overwhelmingly but get no tax benefits back. They pay into Medicare and Social Security and they don't get any Medicare and Social Security back. They're paying to fund education, but they can't go to college in certain states. What I'm saying is, and there could be good people on both sides to say, hey, we need to be a nation of laws and name a nation of immigrants. Anybody could be on both sides, and I agree with that. I'm not here to speak another political realm. I'm just talking about the rhetoric behind it, the anger in the voices, the rage in the eyes. I always tell people this: they, them, used to be us at one point. The Irish were looked down upon. The Germans were looked down upon. The Spaniards were looked down upon. The French were looked down upon. You get what I'm saying? Like the Pilgrims were looked down upon. So let's speak to each other rather than speak at each other and talking over to each other. Stop trying to be the loudest person because if those cameras were not around, you would actually speak a lot more sensible about this issue than you would. Because a lot of people who are so speaking with so much vitriol and so much anger, their parents are immigrants. Their families are immigrants. So how are you so hateful to an immigrant when an immigrant brought you here? I'm passionate about this, as well as a lot of other issues, but I don't really care where you stand. So just thinking about that 7-year-old boy or 7-year-old girl who came there with their mom, overstayed their visa, not by themselves, but with their parents. And now they're here living, working. Kids is in school. And the kids is watching their favorite cartoon just like your kids are. And now they're seeing the TV saying, round them up. What did the 4-year-old kid do to you? 7-year, like, when did we get to that point? No. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. Jesus was around murderers, right? He turned a murderer into one of his apostles. So Jesus can love a murderer, but you guys can't love an immigrant. I can't even understand that. But so this is not pretty much a rant. This is more of a talking to. Let's be better than that. Practice more love more than hate. Just Be better. That's all I got, Peach. Welcome to the show, my main man, Peach. How you doing, brother?
Good, and I hear what you're saying, and my whole thing about anything, immigration, anything. If somebody puts one foot on the property per se, they can make an asylum claim. Just make the law. You can't do that.
The issue is this, though, Peach. Some people don't want to change the law because they see this
Yes,
as a political gain for them. It's easy. Like you can't go around and say, you know, those those whatever are really ruining the country. That's really what you want to say. But you'll say, you know what? It's those immigrants that are ruining the country. Because you can't really blame the people you want to blame. The
yes.
people who have no brain for education. The people who walk around with so much like this conversation it can go anywhere. My point is just let's just have a more civil tone.
And people should just try to use facts. That's all. Find your own facts, and then come up with
No,
your
no,
own
no, no, no.
opinion.
Hold on, no, 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 no. That's what got us in here, finding your own facts. No, the facts are the facts. And just be civil. That's what I'm saying. Be civil. That's all I'm saying. But because there's nothing wrong with somebody being adamant and wrong. It's one thing to be up, you know, let's move, but that's my rant. I'm not touching the rest of it. I just wanted to just speak on that a bit because
Somebody's got to speak on behalf of the 6 and 7 year old kids.
yeah, because because people come to this country because they love it. This country is special. Country has its issues, but this country is tremendously special, and you really don't really understand that until you've been abroad. And you've been in abroad, not just going to Mexico for vacation or going to Barbados or going to Bahamas or Jamaica. No, until you've been abroad, until you lived abroad, until you've seen abroad, you felt it. America is still that beacon of hope. America is still that light on a shining hill, like Reagan said. America is still that beacon, like Barack Obama said. It's still that dream. But at times we don't treat it, we forget it. We here forget that. It means so much to others, regardless of our politics here. It's still that dream. But the flag means certain things at certain times. And of course, I know everything that comes with the flag. I know the history of the flag. I'm not oblivious, but I still also know the greatness in the flag. I know the we in the flag, not the individuality in it, right? And that's what I love. I don't know every ill thing that the government has done. I don't. I suspect a whole lot more than what I already know. With that being said, I still understand the simple basics of life that it's been amazing. What this country is able to achieve amazing things.
When they say under the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God, my question would be: is A, what's the definition of God? I guess we need to know the definition of God, right?
No, we don't because guess what? That's what's so beautiful about it. It's whatever it is to you. That's the beauty and the promise of America. So I try not to dive too much into the religious part because that's a whole different can in itself, right? It's bad enough agreeing on America. You're alone to agree on religion, right? And the way things shakes out, right? Um, things shakes out well at times, and it's the beauty in it. It's almost like you see the growth in it. You see the beauty in this country. It's all over, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I want our listeners to say that whatever we dive into the future in discussions, we're gonna have passionate. We're gonna have deep, long throated like discussions, and we're gonna be passionate on here. But it's because we care. This is not about any agendas. This is just about speaking the truth and trying to be better and trying to understand more one another. Because it's
And,
sometimes it's
and we,
dirty.
wel- we welcome your opinions at home too. We might
We
even
do.
have you on as a guest.
Definitely, we're open to that.
Yeah.
We're open to, and it's it's
I'm
interesting how the rant went all the way here. It was never supposed to.
just saying. All I'm saying is don't go by anybody's what they say are their facts. I didn't even
You
realize
will be surprised.
you will
You
be
might not be surprised.
surprised. I
You will
never
be
knew.
surprised. You
I never knew that somebody who's illegal working in a farm or picking tomatoes that they get a card from the IRS that they can use like regular check every two
they are
weeks.
registered. They are literally registered.
They're registered, and the government endorses that.
Yes.
Otherwise, and they collect a
So
lot
how
of
can
money.
you be an illegal?
There's billions and billions of dollars that
Listen
the
to me.
government's
How
making.
can you be an illegal when you're registered with the federal government? You pay taxes in the city you live
Yeah,
in, you pay taxes to the state you live in, and you pay taxes to the country you live in. And there are people who don't do any of that, right? And they're walking around judging you.
yeah, it's crazy.
Hello? You know, they're walking around judging you, and that's we just live in an interesting society. Let me ask you a question. Why did you want to do this podcast in the beginning? What are the
Okay.
reasons why you wanted to do a podcast? Let me ask you that.
I'm not doing it. No, the initial reason people do podcasts is they think they're become very very wealthy. That's not the reason why I'm doing it.
Well,
I've
I'm
always.
done. If that's not
I'm
the reason
listen.
we're doing
You're
this, I'm done.
asking me. You're asking me.
Okay.
Listen, and I hope you succeed what you want. But I'm doing it as a way of like a legacy type of thing.
Even
Which
scratch the surface.
wait, I I wish. Yeah, but I wish like let's say my dad did this, even though I know a lot about my father. But I don't know all these little stories about him. Thing for people to do, and
That's true.
that's really why I'm doing it. It's not money driven because most of these podcasts, a lot of, you need people to watch you in the first place. It's hard to get people to watch.
Well, I'm doing this for the Lamborghini that I saw on layaway the other day. That's my number one reason.
Oh,
Well, I started doing this because I'm a conversationist. I love a good conversation. I love to hear people's point of view. I love to see where people are coming from. I love to see where people's life journey and to be able to match that journey with yours and see how that translates. I just love that because it's just a beautiful thing when you realize how close we come to some people. Sometimes we're in a store with them. Sometimes we're in a car and their car pulls up next to ours. You are so close to that person, but you would never speak to that person ever in life. You might never see them again. So any chance to be able to have a good conversation and share thoughts around the world, I'm always game for that. Number two is I do want my kids to see that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be bold. It's okay to be brave. Everybody's gonna there's always a reason not to do something. And everybody's gonna have something to say regardless. So just go for it and just living your truth.
well,
You know?
also too, it's for the kids to show them that it's okay to be self-deprecating. You and me are deeply flawed people,
Speak
which
for
is fine.
yourself. Speak for yourself. You are deeply flawed. Don't
Yeah.
tell me I'm flawed. I'm perfect as far as I'm concerned, brother.
All right. All right.
All right. I might be a bit flawed. Depends on who you're asking, right?
Yeah.
Depends on who you're asking.
If it's on
Number two,
payday and
so
your family know, right?
what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What are your favorite pods right now?
Oh,
Like
I'm
three.
all over.
Give me three.
Okay, I'm all over the place. I listened to one called "I Allegedly." The guy goes over the topics of the day. I mean, he's the host. Had the COVID, looking for some stuff to do. I picked those ones up, and then I'm like completely this way. There's two. There's Keith Olbermann. Oh, I listen to him. He's every few days, so we know he's Mr. Lefty. And then I listen to Brian Craig, who you've probably never heard of. He's Mr. Righty. Brian Craig to Trump. He made Laura Loomer look like she was a Democrat. I like the idea of
So,
original shows. I want to give them a chance because I know the ABC, NBC, CBS are not going to do that.
uh,
And the
I
Addasi
gotta,
Boat Show, that's a good show too.
it's a very good show, brother.
How about yourself?
I have to be candid with you. And I'm not saying this to be vain or to be, you know, or to even be disrespectful to anybody's show. I literally haven't been watching any podcast shows. I'll see some shows in passing on YouTube, but I've never literally devoted myself to listen to anything. Now I am starting to, because we're in a space now, we're in the field. I'm starting to try to
We'll
see
get an
how
idea
people
of
do
what's
certain
going out there.
things. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
going on, what people are speaking about, what people are into, and doing that. But I have to be honest with you. I don't want to just say a name just to say it. Then I'll be
yeah.
dishonest.
I don't really
So I
watch
don't.
terrestrial TV anymore. I mean, I just other than like football season and stuff, sports, maybe the news, but in general, I'm a big YouTube fan as far as original stuff and things like that. I enjoy watching those shows, and I like them because they're not perfect. You know what I mean? They're speaking of flawed. They're just some guy with a thing and he's talking. But I enjoy that just to hear what's going on other
Listen,
neck of the woods.
I watch a lot of shows. Like I binge watch. I write a lot. I'm into music a lot, but I watch a lot of shows, and I watch a lot of nostalgic shows. 90s show. I watch a lot of maybe 2000 shows. Like right now, I was just watching A Different World the other day. I still watch Martin. Uh, I still watch Stand for the Sun, Good Times. I was watching I Love Lucy for like 2 weeks straight. I watch some YouTube shows that I watch, Big Jai, just different shows. But I'm also learning a lot more about business and different things. So my mind frame is all over the place. But I watch a lot of African shows on Netflix and Prime and different things. I got a business, but I got two little kids, and you know they they don't sit still for long. And so is that. Let me ask you this, right? Do you like cruises?
Particularly. I get seasick. I've been on. My mom is a travel agent, and I used to
So
go on
talk to
there.
me. I want to hear how you feel about cruises, those vacation cruises, and I want to hear some stories. Do you have anything you can tell me on
One
why?
of the first cruises I went on was it was just horrendous weather. That kind of it was like 30 or 40 foot waves. I mean, it was insane weather, and it was so bad that the boat never docked. And it was so funny though. It was like I paid for the cruise, and I remember saying to myself, I hope I get better for lobster night because the last day was like a double lobster. So they said you have to go down, and I was in my room because I was like, it was so terrible, and I'm arguing with them on the phone, telling them I want my lobster. So we have to go pick it up. I said, I'm not picking it up. I paid for the thing. I'm going to do a charge. I fought with them, and they brought me my lobster. But cruises are good for if you're lazy and you want to drink. They give you what exactly you know what you're going to get with a cruise. You're going to get all the alcohol you want and all the food you want. So if that's what you want, that's great. You can eat 24 hours a day. But if you're not into eating or drinking, I don't see any point of going on a cruise so you're going to have the same people for 4 days in the same areas walking around in circles. There's not a lot to do. I guess they have a little disco in there, maybe some homemade entertainment shows. The homemade entertainment shows were like really, really like homemade. Like, they got the person who has like a wooden horse and they're rolling the dice. I mean, it was like they would make it. It was
Hey,
like they made
hold on.
it up.
What year was this? What year was this when you went on this cruise?
I think it was Carnival Cruise. I think it was Emerald of the Sea. I don't remember 20 years ago, 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's different
Yeah,
now.
I
It's
guess it's
different.
different now, but I don't know how much different it is. But I'm not a big cruise ship person. But people who love cruises, they love them. More power to them. I'm not claustrophobic or anything, but if you get a little bit seasick, then it ruins
You're
the whole
done.
cruise. And I got a little bit, not a lot seasick, but just a little bit. But it's not for me. It wasn't my cup of tea, and I don't drink anyway. So, and I don't eat like a pig, so that eliminates every reason to go on a cruise ship. How about you?
First of all, we uh we are similar in that. I am not the biggest fan of cruises. I am claustrophobic, and the thought of being on a cruise ship with, with hundreds mile of water where I won't see any land, it's just blows me away to the point where I need to see some piece of land, even if it's an illusion, right?
Yeah.
Put like a picture, like a 3D video picture out there. So I think there's an island out there or something. I'm not the biggest fan of
No.
cruises, but I do plan on going there, just going on some more cruises, just so I could say I hate it, I did it, and I conquered it. Right? It's not a fun barometer for me. I would say I have a friend, no, very close friend of me, loves cruises. She goes on cruises whenever she can, and she's she would love to go on cruises even more if she could. Has even invited me on a cruise actually, but I'm just not bold enough because I do believe I will get seasick. I feel like even if I'm not sick from the cruise, I feel like I've already talked it up in my head that
About going on a cruise ship for that
so
reason.
I've
So
already ruined it.
yeah.
I've
So we're
already
not we're
ruined
not
it.
your travel agent guys.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So I've already ruined it for that. But the thing about it is this: if I do decide to go on a cruise, it has to be with people that I know, at least about 20 to 30 people, and we're gonna have so much fun doing. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You have to bring my Benadryl. You have to bring my Pepto Bismol. You have to bring my Alka Seltzer. You just have to.
What's
You
the
have to
stuff?
bring a whole
What's
thing
the
for me.
stuff for seasickness called? It's not Benadryl. What is it called? I forgot the name of it. Now they give
I
you the
have no
stuff
idea.
behind your ears or something like that too, like a Band-Aid with medicine or something. It does something with seasickness. But I'm sure people at home are going to let
Seasickness
us
is a
know.
real thing.
Yeah, yeah, terrible. My father was in the Navy, and he would tell me stories. People, their first day, everybody would get sick, but they get used to it after a while. But I would
They
never
don't get
make it that
used to
far.
it. They don't get used to it. The military just won't let them go.
No, they let them go. Back then, they did. They had wars going. They had wars going on.
They won't let them go. He's stuck on the ship.
Well, that's what I
You're
mean. They're
not
stuck
getting
on the
out.
ship.
That's what
They
I'm
get
saying. You're
used.
not getting
Yeah,
out.
they're not getting out now.
So you had no choice. You were kidnapped
No,
by the
no
federal
choice. The
government.
guys, the seasoned vet sailors would make fun of the new guys who were getting sick.
What I can't even understand is how people live in submarines
Ah,
for 3 to 6 months at a time.
yeah, it's a special type of person.
Listen, I would go insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
Not only are you cooped up in a small space with mostly men, it's not going to work for me.
They must have some anxiety medicines they're ready to give people because I'm sure somebody has a nervous breakdown every so often that just becomes like panic attack, major panic
That would
attack.
be me every 6 hours.
Yeah,
Every
yeah. As
every
soon as the
six
medicine
hours.
wears off,
As soon
crazy,
as it
right?
wears off,
I know
they're gonna
it's
hit me with the
insane.
jab right over. They're gonna hit me with the jab
Yeah.
right. They'll be
You
waiting
you'd be
for
thinking
me.
you could swim, you can make the 3 miles you're underwater to the top before you ran out of air.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah,
also just think hearing the sound from the submarine making the noises because we're too low, whatever.
yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't, I don't trust too many people around me in water. And get alone, I would be 1,000 feet deep in a submarine.
Crazy.
I might never see me again. If I make
Uh,
the wrong joke, all of a sudden they'll just open the they'll open the pod and I'm gone.
hey, but go take a look at this fish, Tai Chi, right? Push you out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, yeah,
exactly. Can you imagine how many people they've done that to?
good way to get rid of people.
Very good way. And who's going to question the government? That's a whole other thing. But my brother, it's been a great show tonight, and I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Okay.
Take care, buddy.
See you next week, and everybody, please put write in the comments. Let us know about your favorite podcast. Let us know about what you thought about not a rant, but just a civilized conversation on immigration. Also, let us know about your cruise vacations if you're into cruises or not, or if you get seasick like me and Peach here. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. See you in a couple days. See you later, brother.